Miley Cyrus and Flowers on BBC Radio Stoke. Last time you went to a wedding, what were you dancing to? What was the music like? Obviously a slow one at some point. Some classic dance floor fillers, maybe a bit of Dancing Queen from ABBA. Got to be done, hasn't it? Well, my next guest's offering a slightly alternative playlist for those who'd prefer their guests to wear cowboy boots to their reception. And he's looking for line dancers to join him for some of his events. If line dancing is your thing, here you go. Get in touch with Chris Simpson, a.k.a. the country music DJ from Stone, because he needs you. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Stuart. How you doing? All right?
Very well. Thanks for coming on, because this is intriguing. So tell us why you need line dancers.
Well, in the last 6 months or so, country music's really sort of taken off in the UK, and I started off by getting inquiries for parties, and then for full weddings where people wanted country music for like the whole evening or the whole party. So I figured it'd be a good time to launch something. So I quickly registered things like the country DJ on Facebook and Instagram, that type of thing. And the bookings have just been flooding in for it. But I thought people around Britain don't really know how to dance to country music, so it'd be ideal to invite sort of line dancing schools along to some of the events and gigs that I'm putting on. And then it would also perhaps lead to them getting some work through it from people who want to sort of take it up and do it on a weekly basis.
It could be a win-win situation, this. Is line dancing still popular?
From what I've heard, the place that I'm looking for people to come along to in Leek, there isn't anything in that particular area at the minute that's doing those type of schools. But I spoke to somebody who runs schools, and they sort of have 250 people a week coming to them and stuff like that, sort of around Ashbourne area.
It's quite a long line. I know that's not how it works.
Yeah, very long line.
Queuing round the block. So this is quite a new thing for you. Were you doing, if I can put it this way, more sort of regular DJing before then?
Yeah, I still do currently DJ as well under the name DJ Bar. I'm sort of the resident DJ at the Post House in Stafford, and I also do Alton Towers, all their big events, and doing one there tonight for All Newer Foods from Leek. And I try and be a little bit different and quirky with my DJ, play lots of sort of like mixes and stuff and funky versions of things. And we usually take big screens everywhere so we can play the music videos as well, sort of like MTV style. So that's something I've brought into the country music stuff as well. So if it is that we can't get line dancers, we can always put videos up of perhaps things to sort of suggest the steps to people anyway.
I'm just thinking, for lots of people who don't really know much about country music, it might seem a bit sort of downbeat for parties and weddings and discos and things like that. Line dancing music presumably is a lot more upbeat than people singing about losing their dogs and falling out of love and not going back to town.
Exactly, or the cows died or that kind of thing, or the barns burnt down, that kind of thing. Exactly. Yeah, there is quite a lot of, you think more on the lines of things, I suppose, like sort of cheesy stuff, like you've got things like the Woolpackers and stuff like Hillbilly Rock, but more upbeat songs like that are the kind of things that people tend to line dance to. And country with things like Luke Combs and stuff is in the charts at the minute a lot, because he's been in Twisters, the film, recently. His music's been in that. And Beyonce. There's lots of sort of country acts that are starting to tour the UK now. So I think over the next sort of 12 to 18 months, country's going to be massive over here.
And of course, you've got Taylor Swift, who comes from a country background. Shania Twain's been back as well, and all that kind of stuff. So I could see why it would work. Well, in terms of you getting line dancers, then, where do you need them, and how would they work with you? Okay,
so usually line dancing schools have particular songs that they dance to, or particular versions of songs. It's a bit like Northern Soul from that kind of point of view. They're quite finicky about the music that they like to dance to, so I can accommodate that by sort of making sure I've got the tracks or using the tracks that they usually dance to. And the first one we've got coming up is in a couple of weeks' time at Sparrow Park in Leek on the 21st of September, Saturday night. So we're looking really ideally to fill that one first of all. And then I've got gigs sort of all over the area. I've got 7 dates coming up at the Royal Oak in Biddulph over this year and going into next year, the Little George in Eccleshall, and then we're just talking to a couple of venues in Stone at the minute, and also various festivals throughout the entire UK for next year.
Busy by the sound of it. How can they get in touch?
If you check out on social media, The Country DJ, they just put that in. We've also got a website, thecountrydj.co.uk, The Country DJ on Instagram. Or if anybody calls in, I'm more than happy for you to pass my number on to them.
Okay, we'll do that. No problem, Chris. Good luck with it. And let us know how you go
Great
on,
stuff.
yeah? Great. Take
Will
care.
do.
Have a
Thanks
good
for having
weekend.
me
Good
on.
luck tonight
Cheers.
as well. Big gig tonight by the sound of it at the Towers. Chris is the country music DJ. Have a look at thecountrydj.co.uk or give us a ring and we will happily pass on your details. If you're involved in a line dancing school, you know you're line dancing, and you'd be willing to get involved with Chris in teaching people at gigs how to do it and how to get involved. 0800 121 80 80. I don't know if you could line dance to this.
So